Hallelujah.
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 Barakatah Hawa.
Barakatah Hawa.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahusha.
Yahusha.
Lanatan lanu.
Lanatan lanu.
Wayom.
Wayom.
Hashabat.
Hashabat.
Bashalom.
Bashalom.
Borak.
Borak.
Yishrael.
Israel.
Selak.
Salak.
Yishrael.
Israel.
Toda.
Toda.
Amen.
Amen.
Shema Israel Yahweh Yahweh Kad Shema your power is one power. Hallelujah.
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 Psalm 121 in the Hebrew.
The book of Psalm 1.
Repeat after the Hebrew.
Psalm 121 in the Hebrew.
Shair, Lamailo, Haini,
At, Harayim, Ma, Ayin, Yaba, Izari, Maim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaim, Wa'arat, Aliatan, Lamot, Reglaka, Alyanom, Shamraka, Ana, La'a, Yanom, Wala'a, Yishan, Shoma, Israel, Yahweh, Shamraka, Yahweh, Selaka, Yal, Yaminaka, Yomam, Ashemash, La'a, Yekha, Wayarak, Bailaila, Yahweh, Yashamraka, Wai, Yashemar, Atnapashka, Yahweh, Yashemar, Sa'athika, Rabuaka, Ma'aitha, Waiwolam, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahusha, Toda.
Amen. All praises and honor and glory unto the Most High, as this psalm mentioned. We will lift up our eyes unto the hills, from thence coming my help. My help come from Yahweh, who never slumber nor sleep, but he that watch Israel, he never sleep. We thank you, Yahweh, for always watching over your people, especially the righteous one, especially those that are seeking thy face. But now, Most High, in 6 days we did all our labors and all our works. Now we here on the Shabbat day, keeping it holy as you have commanded us to do. Please have mercy and favor. Turn your face and give us peace, and have mercy and prosper our hands, for we have obeyed thy commandments. Also forgive our sins through the blood of Mashiach, who has given his blood for us, that we may be saved. Remove from us, renew our mind in the spirit of the Most High, that we do not follow after the way of this world, of this present time, but we may follow after thy way, for indeed is life. Forgive our sins and our transgression, for our people have committed iniquity and abomination in your sight, till you have misplaced them and scattered them throughout the four corners of the heaven. We pray that you gather Israel back according to your own mercy and will. Remove the heart of stone, give them a heart of flesh. Let us see our people gathered and rejoice in thee. Help us, O Most High, day and day, that we may keep thy commandments and that we do not look back. Oh, praise be thy name, bless GYC, that we may continue to do thy will and continue to work according to thy commandments. Use us as a holy vessel that we may bring thy word to the people, to the intention that we may be ready against the day of adversity. Praise thy name, by Hashem Yahushai, we ask toward Tamyan. Amen.
Amen.
La Shabbat, you may be seated. Okay, before we begin, we want everybody to sit down and have everybody go one at a time. We don't want everybody to just go out, right? And the children, I want you to sit tight, no talking, no playing. Where's everybody else? Why everybody just left? That's exactly what we're talking about. Shalom, 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 shalom. Seems like you come bearing gifts. Thank you, sis. All praises and honor and glory unto the Most High in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Thank you for all our online viewers, and I continue to support this community that's putting the work in the brick one at a time to build the house of the Most High, gathering the saints, children of Yahweh. We greet all of you here as well, and may the Most High continue to keep you. So we have a special lesson even for the children as well. So kids, pay attention, because we want you to be raised in a strong foundation in the understanding of who the Most High is and how this life is. Our lesson today is, if there is a God, why there's so much suffering? Brother Yadan, what was the title? If there's a God, why is there so much suffering? So if there's a God, why people suffer, why people die? Right, so this is a very interesting topic, and this topic alone threw a lot of people off and from serving the Most High. They feel like if there's a God, people shouldn't have to be suffering like that, right? But they do not understand the complexity of life and the complexity of the game of life. So get me Ephesians 6 and 10. We're going to begin with this. So I want you all to take notes, even the kids, man. Get a piece of paper and a pencil. Take note. Because when you grow up, when someone asks you, why is there so much suffering, Brother Yadan, when there's a God? You need to be able to give an answer. Because till this day, you got grown up still asking this question. When I go on Facebook, I see so many people is saying, well, don't talk about God, because why he let that happen, right? So this is the answer today you're about to get from a very foundational topic, which gonna ground you in the Most High. You understand? Because if you don't understand why things happen, then most likely you don't want to serve the Most High. Ephesians 6 and 10 to open.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and 10.
Go ahead.
Ephesians 6 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Mm-hmm.
Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right, so this is what we're doing here. We're putting the whole armor of the Most High on you, giving you all the knowledge, the understanding, that you may stand against the wicked one. Because they will come to you and say, well, why people are suffering when there's a God? But you need to be able to answer. Even as you little kids, you need to be able to give an excellent answer that they may think about and be like, that makes sense. You know, but if you don't have an answer, then you're going to fall in the error of the wicked. You'll think, oh, what they're saying is true. There's no God. Why is people suffering then if there's a God? All right, so this is also for all the people out there that think, if there's a God, why we suffer. So please take notes and open your mind and heart to do your best to understand this topic, because it's foundational on how we understand who the Most High is. Okay, so finish reading that. Put on the whole armor of the Spirit.
Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right, so a lot of people say, why God let innocent people die, right? We're going to address that last, the innocency of people. That's the last thing we're going to address.
Who is innocent?
Right, we will see. Because some people say, well, what about the little babies, Why they die, So they're innocent, they didn't do any wrong. We're going to deal with that, okay? So now, get me 2nd Ezra 7, verse 57. 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, 7, verse 57. So let's try to understand in the Most High perspective. How does the Most High see this? How does the Most High answer that question? Right? 2nd Ezra 7, 57 to 61.
The book of 2nd Ezra 7, verse 57.
I don't see none of you taking notes. Okay. Yeah. You come to congregation with no little notebooks, huh? Brother Uriah, where's your note? It's right here. You got a pen here, you're writing?
You're done. Soldier, where's your pen, notebook? It's in there? Get it?
I want you all to take notes, man, because we're here to learn. That's the only reason why you're here. The best time to actually get grounded in the scripture is now. Especially for you children. It's right now. Before, the devil already got planned. Before you turn 8, they're trying to turn you gay in something. That's how it is right now. They have plans for you in the school systems. But we're teaching you that you do not fall in the trap of the wicked one. You understand? So that's why even when you're in the children class, pay attention, learn, man. Because the devil's after you. All right? They want to destroy you just like they destroy our people out there, man. So, ignorant children become stupid adults. You understand? So, let's get 2nd Ezra 7, verse 57.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57. The book of 2nd Ezra on the Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 57.
Read.
And I read. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
This is what?
This is the conditions of the battle.
So I want you to put the first thing in your mind. Everything have a condition. The Bible says this is the condition of the Bible. What does that mean, the word condition?
Something that you have or something that stops you from doing something.
What else? What else? What is a condition? The agreement, right?
And lines.
The rules, the requirements. So the Bible says this is the condition of the battle. Read.
This is the conditions of the battle.
This is the rules of the battle. Read.
Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
This is the rules of the battle of life. The complexity in the game that the Most High have created. The condition is that every man shall what? I want the class to say shall what? Fight. Shall what? Fight. Shall what? Fight. I can't hear. I only hear the kids. What about everybody? Shall what? Fight. So the Bible says, read that again. I want that to get in your mind.
The book of 2nd Ezra 7, verse 57.
Read.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon earth, the earth shall fight.
Shall what?
Shall fight.
So man that's born upon the earth shall fight. God have made it like that. He made it that if you born upon this earth, it has to be a struggle. It has to be a fight. A lot of you can ask why. Well, first, that's the condition. We're going to answer more on that. But this is the rule of the maker of the game, of the designer of the game. Just like when they design a game for you, a lot of you play games, right? When you play games, they put a lot of zombies in the game. Do you say, why you put so much zombies? Well, he designed his game. That's how he wants it. So, but it's the same thing with life. Life is a complex game. But the Bible says the condition is if you are to live this life, you need to do one thing. What is it? You need to what? So that means if you come out here, you're not fighting, you're losing. Let me repeat that again. If you're not fighting, you're losing. And a lot of people don't fight. It's a fight. It's a fight to attain what God has set up for you. God will not give you nothing for free. It's not for free. There's nothing free. Yep. If you want to get what he wants you to get, the victory, if you want to get the paradise he set up for you, you need to do what? You need to what? There we go. But a lot of people don't want to fight. Instead, they want to blame God. Blaming God doesn't mean you're winning. It means you're losing. You need to fight. Fight what exactly? We're gonna get to it. Read on that.
Then answered he me and said, this is the conditions of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said.
So if he be overcome, he shall suffer. Meaning, if he doesn't fight, if he lose, he's gonna suffer. That's the condition. If you lose, you suffer. Suffer come with you losing the fight. Suffering come with you losing the fight. And we're gonna explain to you how do you lose and how do you win. All right, read on. So again, what happened, children? Especially Brother Yardan, what happened if you lose? Yes, Mrs. Yardan. Right? If you lose, you suffer. Right? Read on.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I said.
You see? So it's a condition. It's just like the game today we set up in sports, right? The condition, if you go on the basketball court, let's say you say, man, why they put that game like that? Man, I ain't running and trying to, you know, to catch the ball and do something with it. You know, why they gotta make the game so hard? Are you winning or losing?
You're done.
You can suffer defeat. You understand? So it's the same way. Men don't complain about a basketball game. Why they make it so hard? I don't want to play that game. Yeah, I got to run up and down. If you on the court, they expect you to fight. They expect you to fight. So life is a struggle. It's a fight. Just, you see, there's a verse I really like. Let me try to find it right quick. Get me Ecclesiastes. Today is deep. Today is deep. That's why I want you to pay attention. All right? Get me Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Let me get that precept right quick. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. Children, pay attention, especially you kids. I want you to be founded, grounded in the Most High. So you understand what life is about. Because if you don't understand the purpose of life, then if you're on the basketball court, you don't understand why am I even here. You're not even going to know how to fight and how to approach it. You ain't going to even fight. But when you go on the basketball court, you know my purpose is to score on that net, on that loop, right? So guess what? Then you're going to work to score. But a lot of these grown men, because they were indoctrinated by Christianity, Christianity don't teach you jack. So they don't understand the foundation of the Most High and why this life is the way it is. So they blame the Most High for the suffering. But suffering come with what? According to what we just read. Suffering come with what? With what? With losing. So losers suffer. That's what happened. Right? Read that. Where we at? Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. I'm going to show you something.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that the Most High maketh from the beginning to the end.
So the Bible says he put the world in men's heart. A lot of you say, well, how does he put the world in men's heart? Meaning the way men behave, that's the way the Most High behave. But yet, a man cannot understand it on his own. The Most High got to give you the wisdom. The same way we create a basketball game, we expect two teams to fight and score, and the one that wins, we give them a trophy. It's the same way the Most High is. He operates. He created the game of life that whoever wins get a trophy. So he put the world in our hearts. The way we behave, that's the way he behaves. That's the way it is. But a lot of time we don't understand the Most High unless he give us the understanding. He give us the wisdom. You need to understand. So basically life is a game. And everyone that come in it must do one thing. What is it, Brother Yagdon? You must do one thing when you come to this life. You must fight. Right? If you lose, you get suffering. If you win, you get the thing the Most High give for you, reserved for you. All right. So now let's continue with our lesson. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra 7, verse 59.
2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 59.
Read.
2nd Ezra 7 and verse 59. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life, that thou mayest live. Nevertheless they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him, no, nor me which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation.
Right. So, but why is the world suffering though? Because the Bible says Moses talk about life. He said, I place life. Let's get that life in Deuteronomy. What life he's talking about? Get me Deuteronomy 30, verse 19. Right? Deuteronomy, the book of Deuteronomy 30 and 19. So let's see what life the Most High is talking about.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Right, so those life he's talking about is blessing and cursing. Right? Blessings and cursing. Right? Get me back the book of Baruch 4 verse 1. The book of Baruch 4 verse 1. So that life is life and death. So in front of men is two options. You can choose life, you can choose death. It's your choice. What do you choose? Right? But the Bible says one thing men do, they don't follow what the Most High does. So that's why such a heaviness is inflicted upon men. If men chose life, then we would be living. There wouldn't be no suffering. But what do we choose? We choose death. Okay, get me the book of Baruch 4 verse 1.
The book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1, and I read, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever.
Right?
All they that keep it shall come to life. Shall what? Shall come to life.
So the Bible says all those that keep the law of God shall come to life. So if you choose God's laws and commandments, you will live. You will come to life. Right? But read on. What happened?
But such as live it shall die.
So, but those that forsake God's laws, you will die. You understand? So the condition, the Most High say, okay, I give life, which is the law, and there's death. Death is do whatever you want to do. Death is do whatever you want to do. You don't have to keep no law. That's what America teaches. That's what the church teach. God's law is done away with. That's why our people is not living. We're not coming to life. That life is not talking about only breathing. He's talking about progress. He's talking about success. He's talking about remove poverty. Thou shalt not kill. If you don't kill, you're not going to jail. You're not going to suffer. If you don't kill, you choose to leave, right? Right? If you don't commit adultery, a nigga not going to shoot you. Then you choose to leave. I decide I want to leave, so I'm not committing adultery.
That's what he's saying about choose life rather than death. Because the things that you do in your daily basis can be your life, can be your destruction as well.
Right.
Because based on your decision making. So if you decide to kill, the outcome of that is for you, people are gonna kill you too. But if you say, you know what, I'm not gonna kill, who can come to you, can kill you just like that? No one. If you don't commit adultery, a brother not gonna say, listen, you sleep with my wife, I'm gonna shoot you. Right?
You didn't do nothing.
You ain't do nothing. You just sit down and don't do nothing. If you die like that, you didn't do nothing, that's the Most High. The Most High may want you to use it for something else. That's the Most High will. But the Most High says, choose life rather than death.
Now,
if you follow the law.
Now, a lot of you may say, well, people just kill people innocent. But let's say everybody choose life. Right? So it's not a question of just one person choosing life. Men in general, we're talking about a general thing. A general phenomenon where all men would choose life.
In other words, imagine a whole system. You got a box, and within that box, you got a whole system. And that whole system will work in accordance, in one mindset.
Right.
That's what he's talking about. Like everybody choose life. By choosing life, I know I'm not supposed to do my brother wrong. Because if I do him wrong, the outcome of that will be
I'll get me wrong.
You revenge against
Exactly.
me. So that's what he's saying.
Jeremiah 8 verse 3.
Jeremiah chapter 8 verse 3.
But this is what's happening, though. This is what's happening. So the condition of, let's do a recap. The condition of the battle is what? What is the condition of the battle? What is the three condition of the battle? There's three conditions. The first condition is what? You must fight. What's the second condition? If you lose, you overcome, you're gonna suffer. If you win, you get the things the Most High set up for you. The Most High created that earth perfect. Everything was good. It was a paradise until men jacked up. You understand? Until men choose death. Right? Read that, Jeremiah 8 verse 3.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 3.
Read.
And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family.
Right, the Israelite, our forefathers. The Bible says death shall be chosen rather than life. Our black men smoking, they choose death. Whenever you smoke a cigarette, that's you choose death to kill your body. Whenever you go rob, you choose death. Right? Whenever you commit prostitution, you choose death. Whenever you leave your family, you leave your husband, you destroy your family, you choose death for your children and you. So the Bible says death shall be chosen rather than life by these people. Eating bad food, right? Even when we tell you, hey man, you can't eat crabs and pork, you like, man, God created, I'm gonna eat it. God created a lot of things. And this is the condition God created. He on purpose create evil and on purpose create good to see where you're gonna be at.
Yep.
He create good and evil. You don't believe that? Well, get me Isaiah 45 and 7. Let's see that. The evil was created. So now the next phase we're gonna touch is what is the purpose of evil? But God said, listen, I create evil too. We're gonna see.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and 7. Isaiah 45 verse 7 says, I form the light and create darkness.
Read.
I make peace and create evil.
And what?
I make peace and create evil.
The Bible says I make peace and create evil. This is why the condition is like that. He make peace, he create evil. So in the beginning, God created two things. He create righteousness and he create evil. Right? And there's a man that represent evil. And there's a man that represent righteousness.
Absolutely.
Who's those men? Let's see. Let's see who's those men that represent evil. Right? Get me 1 John 3, verse 8. Let's show that. Then Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 23. We're going to get those two. So we need to understand, like now, the Most High create two sides, good and evil, life and death. You can choose. But in the beginning, the Most High already created two people that represent those two things. Both of them's calling you, come to me. Who you going to choose? Right? The Most High created all these things. But does he create them to make you fall? Far from that. In fact, he created those things to make you strong. Because the more you fight, the stronger you become. Come on. You understand? He doesn't create those things to trip you. You understand? It's the same way in basketball. The more you practice, the more you fight, the more you play games, the better you become. Right? But let's say you say, man, you know, why they have to give me Celtics? That's it. The team is too big. It's too good. I don't know basketball too much. Maybe Celtics is not that good. It's good? All right. You watch basketball. Right? What if you say, man, my team suck, man. Why I got to play that big old team? You understand? And you don't even try. But I'm going to tell you something. If you play Celtics 20 times in a row, do you know at one point you're going to become as good as Celtics? Because you keep fighting against that same opponent. At one point, it'll be so hard for them to beat you because you already get used to it. Everybody see what I'm saying? If you play the best, you become the best.
And this is I'm gonna say something that corresponds with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is why before you do something, you have to practice. What's the purpose of practice? When you practice something, it allows you to feel comfortable, to make you confident about the things that you're about to do. This is why when people go fight, they make sure they prep themselves for that fight. That's the purpose of that. It's the same thing with the laws. So what the brother's going over. Go ahead.
Read that. Where are we at? In 1 John.
1 John 3, verse 8, right?
Yep.
It says, he that committed sin is of the devil. For the devil sinneth from the beginning. The beginning. For this purpose the Son of the Most High was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Now we see two types of figure here. What are the two types? Two people we see here. Who are they? The devil and not God. The Son of the Most High. So we see the devil and the Son of the Most High. But there's something the Bible says. It says from the beginning the devil sinned. From the beginning the devil sinned. Right? Get me Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 23. Right? Now, I know some of you may be confused. Okay? But I thought God created the devil. Why the devil sin? You know, it's a lot going on to your mind. We're gonna clarify everything for you. Why create the devil in the beginning? Well, he's here to test you, and I'm gonna show you that too. Right? Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 23. It's a pretty deep lesson, so I want you to put your head straight. You know, be with me.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 23.
Read.
It says, for the Most High created man to be immortal.
To be what?
To be immortal.
So in the beginning, when Adam and Eve was made, they were already immortal. Man was made immortal. Like you can't die. There's no suffering. Like God made men perfect. Read.
And made him to be an image of his own eternity.
So man was made according to the Most High image. Read on.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that do whole of this of his side do find it.
So it says, nevertheless, through the envy of the devil, that death came to the world. Because the devil envied Adam and Eve because the Most High gave them domination over the world. So he said, man, I want to trip them and make them fall. Now, in the game of life, that's why it's a complex game, right? So the devil sinned from the beginning. The devil is the one that brought death in this life, right? So how does God create evil then? If the devil purposely come down in making people sin, you understand, and bring death into this world, how does the Most High create evil? Let's try to understand that. All right, get me James 1, verse 12 and 15. Pay attention, this is pretty deep, because sometimes it can even be a little tricky to explain. So I want you all to pay good attention to that. The Bible, it seems like God, the Bible is blaming the devil for death here. But yet God said the condition of the battle is death and life. So who's responsible, the devil or God? Yeah, so we're going to answer that. We're going to show you. How does that work? James 1, verse 12 and 15.
James chapter 1, verse 12. The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh hath promised to them that love him.
Okay, blessed is the man that endure temptation, because in the creation of the Most High, every creature is tested. Include the devil, include men. We all tested, we all tried to see what we're going to choose.
You are receiving the state exam,
right? What are we going to choose? Even the devil too. He was tried, but I'm going to show you something. Verse 13.
Verse 13. Oh. It says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil.
Now this verse caused a lot of controversy, because this verse says, let no man say that when I'm tempted, that I'm tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil. Right? Because we see the Most High temper Mashiach, the Most High try us. But it's going to explain itself. Read the next one.
It says, for the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted.
Neither tempt he any man. Pay attention. But the next verse will explain what it means. Read.
But every man is tempted.
So that tempted is talking about is not like the Most High try you. It's not that tempted. This guy explain. Read on.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
So that kind of tempted is talking about when you fall in temptation.
So in other words, the Most High say, don't make you fall.
The Most High don't make you fall.
Yeah.
You fall is when you drown in your own lust. Because guess what? The Most High can purposely say to an angel, we teach him do not commit adultery. Let's test to see if he got the lesson.
Send a woman in your way.
Let's send one of these, limena, we call them in Haitian language. Limena, what do we call them in English?
It says, them spacious. That's too good.
Them gold diggers.
Them gold diggers, yeah. That's a good term.
The divas. Let me say the diva is way to see if he learns his lesson. So the Most High watching, okay. But if you fall, if you know the scripture, the Bible say, thou shalt not commit adultery, right? But that diva is married. We know that's what adultery is. And that diva is all unto you. And you know she's married, right? And you like, the scripture say, do not commit adultery. Man, get away from it, right? But what if you fall? Can you blame the Most High? No, you can't blame the Most High. You only fall because you had lust in you. You let your lust entice you, right? Because the Most High is actually testing you to see if you get the lesson. If you actually strong, if you actually fighting, because the condition is that you must fight. You must resist that temptation. That's what. But if he never tests you, how does he know you're strong? Right? He's gonna send to test you. But you only fall because you never repent for real.
Yeah, you lost away. You drawn away from the path.
But the Most High, yet he give you instruction. The Most High said, do not stare at a beautiful woman. Do not sit there and he give you instruction. He already tell you, do not be gazing at a woman.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying he give you all the instruction. So now after he's gonna send that woman to see if you're gonna look like David did. David standing in his house like, damn, she's taking a shower, man. Damn.
She all right.
Now, David was drowned in his loss. Guess what? He had that man kill and take his wife.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I can't commit adultery like that. I got to kill him, but I can't kill him like that. I got to secretly kill him to get his wife. You know, but because he was staring at that woman for so long.
Yeah, gazing too much.
You understand? So David was drowned in his own loss when he was tried by the Most High. But don't say the Most High make me fall in temptation when I fall. Right? So how does that imply to evil? Get me Ezekiel 28 and 14.
Before you're moving, you pulled the 1 John 3, verse 8 earlier.
No, I'm coming back to it.
All right.
I'm coming back to it. Ezekiel 28, verse 14 and 15. I'm coming back.
Yeah, I just want to make sure get some meat in there, you know what I'm saying?
That's me.
Yeah. Ezekiel 23.
Ezekiel 28, verse 14. I'm going to show you the fall of Satan, that spiritual being that we call Satan. How does he become the devil? Does the Most High created him to be the devil? Or how does that process work? You understand? Because some people say, well, the Most High was made him the devil. No, he did not make him the devil. He became the devil. We're going to show you. So when the Bible says, I create evil, we're going to also explain you how does that work. All right? So you're not all confused in your brain.
Yeah.
I read that. Ezekiel 28, verse 14.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 14.
For the kids, I lost y'all already? No? You sure? You still with me? Okay. Because I feel like I'm losing y'all. All right, come on, let's go.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 14.
Read.
Thou art the anointed cherub that covered.
It says, you, that spirit that was upon the king of Tyre, it says, you are the anointed cherub that covered. That's hiding under the king. Satan was hiding under the king of Tyre when we read the whole chapter. Right? Is it Tyre? Right. He said, I know you are that anointed cherub. What is a cherub in the Bible? It means an angel. He said, I know you that anointed angel that's hiding in the king of Tyre. Read on.
That spirit.
That covered. That's hiding. That spirit. I know that spirit you hiding. Read on.
And I have said thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain.
I have said thee so. And I said, I put you like, I do you like that. Read on.
And I have said thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of the Most High.
He says, that spirit that's upon the king of Tyre, you used to be upon the holy mountain of the Most High. Read on.
Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
Read on.
Thou wast perfect in thy ways
Used
from the
to be
day.
what? Used to be what?
Thou wast perfect in thy days. Thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created.
From the spirit that's called Satan, the Most High say, when I made you, you were made perfect. I did not create you the devil. I didn't make you the devil. Read on.
Till iniquity was found in thee.
Till iniquity was found in that being. Till envy was found in that being. Now, what make people have envy is because the lust. We just read in James. The lust that was in him, when the Most High made men, the Bible says through the envy of the devil, death came in the world.
So I taught this lesson here before, and I said it early in the morning. Envy. It says to the envy of the devil, sin come into the world.
Right.
Death come into the world.
So when the devil envy men in what the Most High had given men, that he brought death upon the world.
Right.
But why does the Most High say he create evil though? When Satan is the one that actually sinned by himself. We just read in 1 John, he says, Satan sinned from the beginning. He's the first one that sinned. And the scriptures say, death came with the devil. And anyone who hold on to envy, you're going to find death too. Right? And he said the devil sinned from the beginning. But why is the Most High taking credit for evil? He said, I create evil, I make peace. Right? Why is that? Well, here's how. There's two reasons why. The number one reason the Most High say I create evil, because he take responsibility for men. For anything he creates, he's the one that make it. So at the end of the day, he's the author of everybody. It's his children, it's his problem. That's the number one reason. But there's a second reason. Get me Psalms. Psalm 18 verse 26. Be with me. Don't get lost. Stand with me. It's a lot to explain. It's a complex, as I put in the title, the complex game of life explained. It's a complex game. Why does the Most High say, I create evil, when Satan sinned on his own? Right? And the Most High made him perfect. The Most High didn't create him the devil originally, but he sinned, right? And he sinned because he lost. He had that lust in him, right? Read on.
The book of Psalms 18 in verse 24. Therefore hath the Most High recompensed me according to my righteousness.
Psalm 18, 26.
26 says, with the pure thou wilt show thyself pure.
The Bible says, with the pure, meaning, how does the Most High know you pure? Meaning he try you. If you pure, after he try you, the Most High say, I'm going to show myself pure to you. Read on.
And with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward.
So that's a key verse. That's a key verse. I want you to always remember that verse. This is how the Most High use any creature under his realms. If you are pure, he's going to use you as pure being. If you wicked, he's going to use you as you are. That's why he said, I create the devil. Since the devil wanted to sin and had envy in him and let himself fall to the temptation that was presented into him, the Most High said, okay, fine. That's what you want to be, then I'll use you as such. Everybody with me so far? Okay. So the devil become the devil when he sinned. So the Most High said, okay, fine. Then I'll make you the devil. Okay? Then I'll use you in my plan, because everyone goes in my plan, whether you're wicked or not. Just like some people out here, they're criminals. But don't you know the Most High used them to execute judgment upon other people? Because they were wicked, so the Most High, I might as well use them. I got a job for you. In my system, everyone got a job. You want to be good? I got a job for you. You want to be evil? I got a job for you too. Well, I mean, you will suffer. Don't get that wrong. For all your wickedness, you will suffer. But the Most High will use you, because the Most High created two sides. One is good. The second is evil. There got to be people on the left.
Yes.
Okay? You want to be wicked? Then I'll use you as such.
And it's so perfect how the Most High created. So perfect.
But the only way he used you for wicked is after he try you.
Yeah.
When he try you, then that's when he's going to categorize you.
Yep.
Which category you going to be in? The wicked or the righteous?
Can I read one verse?
What you got?
Okay, good.
Yeah, you always got precepts.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1 through 4. Oh, let me read verse 1 to 4.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord thy power, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right.
It says, set thy heart aright.
And he give you the instruction. He said, when the Most High, if you come serving the Most High, he will try you. Right? But the first thing you need to set your heart right, meaning study, get your scriptures together. You understand? Get your knowledge right. You understand? And set your heart right. Don't have a heart that have a weakness. Because where your weakness is, that's where he's going to get you.
Yeah.
Right? Read on.
And constantly endure.
And do what?
Endure.
Endure. Constantly endure. Fight! That's what the condition of the battle is. It will never end. As we come in this truth, and I noticed that over the years, as we come certain level we pass, then the test become bigger. Then the test become bigger. The Most High, but each time we pass, that means we become stronger too. We're like, yes, go to the next level. Now I'm better. Now you can't get me in that little thing. Now I go to the next test. The Most High tests you again. But those tests is to see if you learn your lesson. It's not that when a teacher gives you a test at your school, does it mean to make you not pass? Is that the purpose of the test? What is the purpose of the test? To see what you know. to see what your capability. Are you strong? Those tests are not to make you fall, contrary to a lot of people think. It's to make you to see if you learn your lesson. You understand? But if you fall away, then the Lord will categorize you as the wicked and will use you as such. Right? Let's read on.
It says, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased in that last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take thee cheerfully.
Are you changing the scriptures? People's crying on now.
Still in gems, man.
Nah, we're long gone. Why is he said which one?
You're in the second is just in Ecclesiasticus 2 in verse 1 through 4. It says, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Because sometimes the Most High will change you to a low estate. You can come from having, like Job, having the world, having money and wealth. The Lord all of a sudden bring you down.
Yep. Verse 5, very good. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Right, so the Most High bring those adversity upon you is to try you. Right? So you can become acceptable. So you can shape your character. And I always say something. You see, in the beginning, the Most High made men in his image. That means you are already God. But to be a God is not just, oh, I'm a God. To be a God is to have the experience necessary. Is to have the abilities, to have the mental strength necessary to be a God. Is to have the patience of God. Because it's not, think about it. If we were God, we'd probably kill the whole earth already. It'd be like, man, these people are wicked. I just burn them. But God is so patient, right? He had already cultivated patience, right? Although we say, it's like, let me give him another chance.
And this is why it's so important. Before I used to be like that, but now I changed my ways, because I believe everything someone do, I don't know if I do say the language right, you have to be responsible. You have to hold that person accountable. If this is what's gonna make you become that guy. See, right now, if I do something wrong, I'm expecting to be held accountable for what I've done. Because the minute I continue to do the same thing, what's gonna happen? I've drawn away in the lust now.
Right.
Right? There's no way that I can get back up again, because people says, oh, it's okay. But by recognizing what you've done and you change your way, the next time you're gonna pass the test, because you already gained the experience that you needed to improve yourself.
There we go.
Understand?
So to become like the Most High, it's not just like, oh, I'm born in his image and I'm a God. It's just like being a father. A lot of people can be a baby father, a baby daddy, but it takes a special man to be a father.
The father, the title of father. You said it right.
You can be a daddy, but not a father. A daddy is just someone that just lay eggs. You understand? He just go ahead and sleep with that woman and give that a baby. You're a daddy.
It's not a father.
But a father now is a responsible man. Okay, I put it that way so you can understand.
You said it right. Responsible.
It's a responsible man. So the Bible is the same way. For you to become like the Most High, you need to be like the Most High. Patience, long-suffering. It's a lot of qualities that you need to cultivate. And this is what these tests are all about. The Most High is trying to bring you to his level.
So the Most High tests you based on those criteria.
Right.
And he already told you that. He's going to test you. But now if you fail the test, don't say the Most High make me fail.
Right. Because those tests are not made to make you fail.
They made to
shape you
who you are.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's why you have to be responsible. Hold yourself accountable. When you fail, hold yourself accountable. Because you are supposed to pass that test. But you fail. That's your problem, not mine. Not the Most High's.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. So now, get me 2nd Esdras 7 verse 6 and 9. So now we see what happened. The condition of the battle, a little recap. The condition of the battle is that all men must what? Must what? Everybody must what? Must fight. That's the condition. What happened if you lose? You suffer. As a wicked, you'll be categorized with the wicked. What if you win? You'll get the things that the Most High set for you. And now we see in the evil side, there's a leader of that. That's Satan. In the righteous side, there's a Mashiach that came to undo the works of the devil that the Most High set up. A Mashiach is the righteous. Right? That's why he said when a Mashiach returns, the righteous will reign with him. Right? Those that follow him, that fight and actually endure till the end shall be saved.
And the Most High says something very important in the Bible in Matthew 6:21. It says, for where, I got it here. It says, for where your treasure is, it says, there will your heart be also. If your treasure, you think your treasure is gaining that life, this is where your heart's gonna be. And you're gonna do whatever it takes to gain that life. But if your heart is set towards wickedness, that's what you're gonna get.
Right.
But don't say, the Most High made me wicked. No, the Most High didn't do that. Because you put your heart into wickedness.
Right.
You fell because you wanted to fail.
Yep.
Okay?
Get me Matthew 4, verse 1, 3, and 10. Hold on. We come back to Esdras.
What you said?
Get me Matthew 4, verse 1 and 3.
Matthew 4, verse 1 and 3.
So we talked about the devil, like the Most High. Because he's wicked, the Most High use him as such.
Yes.
Right? But does that mean it's a game? Like now it is a game, right? It is a game to the Most High. But to us, it's not a game. Because the devil will really kill you if you don't work according to righteousness. Yeah? He will literally, use people to kill each other. Like the wicked one that you see that are killing babies, that are doing crimes, and the wicked one possess them and make them do that. They become the host of the devil. Once you've been categorized, and on that side, the devil can do whatever he wants with you because you belong to him now.
Right, can you put, was it Matthew 4? Okay, Matthew 4, verse 1 to 3.
Right? Read that. Let me show you.
It says, Matthew 4, verse 1 to 3.
How does the Most High use the devil? That's the question we're answering right now.
Then was a Mashiach led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
So the Mashiach was brought in the wilderness by the Spirit of the Most High.
To be tempted
of the devil.
Right.
So, yeah, the Most High in the Garden of Eden, who sent Satan to tempt Eve and Adam? Is the Most High. Since the wicked, because listen, does the Most High talk to the ears of the devil and say, go tempt them? That's not how it works. The Most High put that in your mind, in the mind for him to do it. Because the Most High still have control over everything. Okay, he's not gonna say, oh yeah, go do that. Even the devil don't know what he's doing.
But let me tell you something. And this
when it comes to the Most High plan.
And this is why this world is so crazy, because they don't understand this principle. You see, the Most High said, the Most High tempts you, he influenced you, okay? He put the test in front of you to see your character, to see if you're a person that can be trusted. You see, a lot of time people mention about the trust issue thing, that nobody trusts them or something like that. Reason why, because let's say if I go to your house and you put $20 there, you put $20 on the floor. And I come in, oh, I took that $20 on the floor. You didn't tell me to take that $20. I saw that $20 on the floor and I pick it up. Now, if you call me a thief, if you bring me to judgment and I pay 7 times, that's my fault. That's not your fault.
Right.
I can't blame him for putting the $20 on the floor. You understand? This is the same way. The Most High will put the test in front of you here.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Right? But now another aspect of that, we're talking about the devil. Like, how does the Most High use the devil to tempt Mashiach? Right? How does the Most High use influence? That's the power of the Most High.
Right. Influence, yes.
Sometimes certain things that happen to you, it's not you. You understand? It's not you that make it happen like that. Yes, the Most High do influence the devil to do what he has to do. Because the Most High, most of the time, the Most High will not come and talk to you and say, go do that. You'll like wake up and that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because he influences you. He still have power over his own game.
Yeah.
Right? So the devil, the Most High led the devil to tempt Eve and Adam. Right? Since the devil want to be wicked, I might as well use you for that purpose. Okay, so now we see Amashiach is being led by the Spirit of the Most High to be tempted by the devil. Read on.
It says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hungered. And when the tempter came to
What the
him,
Most High call him?
and when the tempter come to him,
The devil is called the tempter. His job is to, now from now on, because he's the first one that sinned.
yes, he's the father.
You know what the Most High said? The forward, the wicked, I'll use you in wickedness, right? The Most High made Satan perfect at wickedness.
Hey, he's the beast of that.
Man, he make him perfect at wickedness. Give him the wisdom, the understanding, and Satan is very good at his job.
Oh yeah. He is so perfect.
He's good at his job. On the other side of death in life, he's the holder of death.
We can give him that credit. He is the credit.
Guess what? You know when he came to Temple Mashiach? After 40 days of fasting.
Oh yeah.
It's like
That's wisdom right there.
It's like he's hungry. He could have eaten.
Hey, wisdom is to know the time. He knows the
There
time.
we go. He know the time.
Right when he hungry.
And that's when Satan gonna get you. When you're at your weakest moment.
Yes.
You understand? So he went to Amashiach and said, listen, let's say what he said to Amashiach.
It says, and when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
Now, a lot of you don't see what's wrong with that. I mean, I'm hungry and I am the Son of God. Check. And I'm hungry. Check. And I can make those those stones turn into check. Why not just do it?
That's a psychological
Psych! That's the way he took Eve, man. He tell Eve, did the Most High say if you eat those tree? He asked it. Did the Most High say you can eat any tree of the God?
Any tree of the God.
What kind of question is this? The Most High never say you can eat any tree. So now you'll feel the urge to answer because he made a wrong statement. Now I'm gonna show you something. You see this game advertisement you kids watch sometimes? They do it on purpose. They lose in the games. When they're making the advertisement, they make on purpose they lose the game. So you can be like, he's stupid. Why don't he play it right? So you wanna play it now. So you can correct what's been done wrong. That's the same way. You understand? But this time he come on Amashiach, he says, if thou be the Son of the Most High, first he's checking his credential. He's playing with his pride.
Yeah.
You know, like, are you really the Son of God? Prove it. Right? So he's playing with his pride. Amashiach, of course I'm the Son of God. I can make this son. He's playing with his pride. That's when he gets you. He's playing with your pride. That's why the Most High say, a prideful man is an abomination to the Lord.
Like Esau is easy to fall. But if we know those knowledge and wisdom, can destroy him totally.
And today too, they may come against you and use that, man. You know, if you're a true Israelite, man, do that. Right? I'm a true Israelite. I got to prove it. No, you ain't got to prove a damn thing.
And this is the same way the FBI, those agencies, that's the same tactic they utilize to get people.
They learn the art of crafting. That's why the Bible says Babylon used sorcery. That's sorcery right there. That question is witchcraft.
Oh yeah.
And certain, like psychology in general, it's witchcraft. You understand? You don't know that? That's how they get you, man. Where's the mic?
You said you took it forever, so what happened to it?
There's a book I read. It's called The Art of Deception. And just to kind of explain to you how Esau is very crafty. Approaching, they start with, Dawad is such a good young man. Why he's saying that? Because he's about to ask Dawad something that Dawad would not give it to him.
Right.
Whenever people ask you for anything, you always give it to them. I have a problem and I just need to borrow $3,000. Now
he started with a compliment.
Oh yeah.
You may not have $3,000, right? You may not have $3,000. But because he starts saying good things about you, like, man, I gotta make sure I find that you're like, I'm gonna give it to you on Tuesday. So now you have to borrow $3,000 to give it to him because he start off being nice.
To show to him that
They
you
study.
that you're good.
They say one thing
Very
too.
tricky.
I was reading an article. I had to get a woman to say yes. First of all, ask her a simple question she can't say no to. Like, you know, you can ask her something like something that she'll answer positive to. You can say, what time it is, right? She give you the time. Now the next question you're gonna ask her, she's more likely to be positive because she's positive in the first answer. You see, these people studying the mind,
Yeah.
witchcraft, sorcery, understand? Forcing you to take decision you would otherwise not take decision.
Not in a normal way.
Not in a normal way.
Yeah.
That's the evil that Esau served, man.
Hey, you require deep analysis to be able to determine, okay, this is the trick, right?
That's why our people cannot resist the devil, man. He's too slick. You understand? Right now, by example, I'm gonna come back to the subject. Right now, a lot of our people say there's no racism, and we're so shocked when white people, manifest their racism, But you don't know how the evil works, do you? The racism is still in the system.
Oh, yeah.
But it takes another shape. How does it take another shape? Long time ago, they used to tell you can't go live here. You niggas get out of here. Now it doesn't go like that no more. It's called zoning laws. It's called area codes. It's called zoning laws. If for you to go live here, like you can though, but I'm gonna put requirements no niggas can meet. You understand? So it's still, I still don't want you to live there. I just put requirements and credits and redlining and area codes and all these things. And even if you manage to go there, now I show my true color.
Yep.
Like LeBron James, he find out they're racist when they start saying, nigga, get out of here. They painted on his wall because he beat the whole system to make it to that zone. They say, hell no. How come he beat the system? Because he got money. Now let's resume to our old self and show him that we truly racist. Because we did all that for him to not go live there. And he still go live there. Yeah.
That's when you resist the devil, and then
He will show
his true character.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what it is. 'Cause
That's what it
if
is.
you don't fall for the trick of the devil, then you will say, oh, this is the devil.
Yeah.
This is the devil.
He'll reveal himself
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end.
He will reveal himself.
You understand? So now let's go back. So now when we, Matthew 4 verse 10 right quick, it says, make these turn into stones. Now we know how this story, Mashiach said, man, I only listen to the Most High. I don't listen to you. You don't give me command. You
Yeah.
don't tell me what to do.
And this is why, most of people will fall, but just for that. Because people love to be given praise.
Right, yeah, praise.
Because this is the fall of mankind. We love to be
you
praised.
love praise. That's where they get you.
If you love credit, you're going to get the credit.
Credit come.
But there's something that comes to it, karma. You're going to get the credit karma. That's what's going to
Come
happen.
around to bite you.
Yes.
Read on verse 10. Matthew 4 verse 10.
Matthew chapter 4 and verse 10.
All right, read.
It says, then saith the Mashiach unto him, get thee hence, Satan.
So I want to bring the tempter and Satan is the same person. He said, get you behind me, Satan. But in the beginning, the Most High call it tempter. So his job now, from the time he sinned, his job become what? What is Satan's day job? To tempt. That's his day job. And he love it. He's having fun. You understand? All right. So read on.
And for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve.
Right. So now let's go to 2 Ezra 7 verse 57. So far we understand this life is a battle. It's a battle between life and death. You lose, you suffer. You win, the Most High give you those things that's reserved for you. Satan is in charge of evil, and Mashiach is in charge of good. Right? And we also learn that Satan is not, you don't fall in sin or become wicked because the Most High made you wicked. You become wicked because, well, you fall into the tryouts.
Yeah.
Right, your thoughts, turn into loss, and that you become wicked. And the Most High categorize you, so now he give you a day job. as the wicked. You understand? So 2 Ezra 7 verse 57.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 57.
Read.
2 Ezra 7:57. And then answered he me and said, this is the conditions of the battle,
Read.
which men that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Shall fight.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer, as thou hast said.
Read verse 6, skip to verse, go to verse 6, 2 Ezra 7 and 6.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6.
Read.
There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Right. You say there's a city that built up on a broad field, right? But for you to get to that city, there's a narrow road. There's a little road. Only one man can go through that. On one side of the road there's fire. On the other side of the road there's water. Right. Read on. Verse 8.
Verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
So that road that lead to that kingdom, to that broad field, that city, it's so narrow that only one man can go at a time. And there's fire on one side and there's water on one side. Right? Read on.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
So, but if they give you, and if they say, you see that city and that beautiful things on the other side is yours, but for you to get to that city, you got to go through the danger. So meaning what? The Most High, he's not going to give you, you're not going to take anything for granted. For him to give you the kingdom that's coming, for him to give you what he said, you got to go through the danger.
Yeah, you got to experience.
You got to walk through the danger. You can't want the kingdom without, just like a lot of people that say, why there's so much suffering? People wanted God to just give them everything free. Like, whenever there's crime, God come and solve it and be Superman.
Lazy.
Right? Like, everything, they're hungry, God quickly give them food. No, that's not how it is. Like, if you want food, the Most High wants you to work for it.
A slothful man said, there is a lion on the road. He cannot go.
Every men have to fight. This is the condition.
You have to
get
fight.
To the other side, you got to fight.
You got to the fight.
Okay, so now get me Ecclesiastes 15 verse 16.
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiasticus, Apocrypha.
What is it?
Ecclesiasticus 15 verse 16.
Can we read verse 22?
Yeah, it's going to get.
Okay. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 15 and verse 16. Ecclesiasticus 15 and 16. He hath set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt.
So it's the Most High say, I put water and fire in front of you. Kids, which one would you choose to touch? The water or the fire? Yeah, okay, y'all wise. All right. So he said, choose what you want. What do you want to touch between those two, fire or water? Read. Verse 17.
Before man is life and death, and whether him like it shall be given him.
So whatever you choose, whatever you like, that's what you're going to give. If you choose to not keep God's laws, you choose death. That's what's going to be given to you. So why men suffer? Because they reject God's laws. Yeah, so all these people that are suffering and dying in the street and poor, are they keeping God's laws? How many, the world, like, I can't even, if there's 100 people in the world, like, it's like only one keeping the law. Like, that's how small it is. People want to live the way they want to live, but when they die, they say, God did that. Where is God? Why are you blaming God when he gives you instruction in a law to keep? The Bible says whatever you choose, that's what you're gonna get.
No, the thing is, we love to blame people for our mistakes. Or he made me this, that, or she made me did that. No one is
But how many of them are
responsible for it.
actually keeping the law, though?
They're not doing it.
If they were keeping the law, let's try the law to see if it's gonna still stay the same.
Yeah, one of the things I used to wonder is why people always want to be nice when they know they're dying, or they have like some type of terminal cancer, or when something like that is happening, they want to all of a sudden be nice, give people money, do charity, do all those things, eat right. You had your chance to do it.
It's when you die, now
Don't
you
wait
try.
when you have some kind of terminal disease. You want to go out there and help out, or you want to start eating vegetables. You want to start eating healthy food.
Now all of a sudden, lettuce tastes good.
All of a sudden, you're looking in the Bible for answers. All of a sudden, as Christians,
Yeah, like your neighbor.
they want to put the
Now she
Bible
wanna
under their
read.
head, thinking that
She's
just
still
putting
eating them.
It's just still.
Yeah, she don't change.
thinking just putting the Bible under their head somehow that's gonna solve their problems. No, you want to do the righteousness. You should have chosen it when you had. the
There, you
chance.
should have chose life.
You know?
Sometime when you got that terminal cancer, you already chose there. You understand? The Bible says this generation will choose death instead of life. You decide to eat wrong. You understand? You decide to leave, you go party. You understand? You decide to trust the wrong, run with the wrong crowd. When you get shot now, you say, oh God, please help me. You chose death. Now you're dying. Okay? You run with the wrong crowd. Right? You had your chance. Or you caught cancer eating that swine flesh. Now you're saying, please God, help.
Help.
You understand?
And they are the best servants of the Most High when they sick. But as soon as they get healed,
They don't know God.
they don't know God.
You know, one of the things too, it's like even homeless people too, a lot of them are so nice. God bless you. You know why they're nice? Because they're in a bad bad shape. They're in a bad situation. But a lot of them, when they had money, they ain't know nobody. I don't know no friends, man. I don't care about you. Now all this on their poor, God bless you. God bless you. But you chose death. You see, a lot of these people that suffer is not because they love God. You understand? They don't love the law. And even these people that are suffering, you tell them, hey, this is what God said. Nah. No, I ain't doing that. To try and tell me to wear skirts. No, I want to wear shorts. Right? So now when you get pregnant, you got babies, and, you know, guess who you're calling? You're calling the righteous. Help. Right? Like that brother was telling me, you know, a sister calling him, and she said, I'm going to kill myself. I can't pay my bills. Her life is jacked up. But she was saying some months ago she don't need no man. You know, we teach her the truth. She's like, nah, we don't want that. Right. She's all alone. She's singing Mr. Alone, Mrs. Lonely.
I am lonely.
Right? But she
Mr.
don't choose
Lonely.
life. When you don't choose life, when it happens to you, you can't blame God. You understand? It's like you go to school, the teacher give you the instructions to study, then when you don't pass, and now you see all your friends going to the next, I mean, here they don't do that, but in Haiti, bro, you don't pass, you ain't going to the next class. You understand? That
still
happened
do
to
that,
me
huh?
one time. You
No,
still do
you
it?
still stay.
You still stay?
Oh, man, I've got a couple classes. I still stay behind. I have
Right?
to take them over.
Right,
Yeah,
man.
you start getting the
It wa-
dynamic,
it's,
man.
It's,
It kicking
it's
you.
worse in Haiti, man. I didn't pass the 4th grade, man. I see all my friends going to the next class.
Nah.
And I see all the little ones finding me, catching up. I'm like, oh, Lord, that's not good. It's embarrassing.
No, in Haiti, they have like a year school year.
It's a whole
But
school
here
year.
is 3 months. When you
Yeah.
stay for those 3 months, you take that class again, and ain't no joke, man.
Well, let's
Tell
just
me.
say in Haiti, they combine your whole grade.
Yep.
And if you don't pass that last test, trust me, you're going to have a whole year to go again. You
So
understand?
stay behind.
So now all the little ones you used to make jokes, man, I'm greater than you. You behind me. Now they're gonna be in the class with you. And they'll call you father of that class, Papa class. You know? That's the name they give you, man, the class father.
They call you mother class too.
Yeah, the
mother,
class mother.
Class mother or the father of the class.
You're the great grandparent of that class. So now, who you gonna blame? The teacher that gave you the test, or you that didn't do your due diligence? It's you. You had a choice. You could have studied, but you don't study. You like at that time, I play a lot of soccer. I play soccer. Now I didn't pass the class. I couldn't blame the teacher.
And I tell you, man, one day I was coming here to Shabbat, man. I was crying in the car, man, coming down. Didn't pass my dynamic test. Ooh, Lord.
I gotta go 3 more months.
Gotta go to 3 months. I hate it. Dynamics ain't no joke, man.
Right. Let's not talk about dynamics. Let's go back to subject. So now it's the same way in this life. If you choose death, what happened? You're gonna suffer for that, right? So now, here's the reason why men perish. Get me 1 Corinthians 15, verse 20.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 20.
Now, some people may ask, okay, what about us who's in the truth? Why do we still suffer? Why do we still suffer? Because some people say, well, you in the truth, you suffer too. Well, not at the level the wicked ones is suffering. But we do suffer. We do suffer. Then why we suffer if we keeping the laws? Some people say, well, the law is life. Why do we suffer? This is an excellent question. And I'm here to answer it. Right? Let's read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 20. It says, but now is Mashiach rising from the dead and become the first fruit of them that slept.
Right.
For since by men came death, by men came also the resurrections of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in the Mashiach shall all be made alive.
Right. So all men die through Adam. It doesn't matter if you're in this earth, even if you're keeping the law, you will die eventually. You understand? Then what happened then? You understand? Well, that's why Mashiach came to death, to get resurrected. He's the first fruit. I mean, he's the first one that rise from the dead. Just like the same way, if you follow Mashiach, you will also rise from the dead. You understand? So when is our reward? The best question is not why even we follow Mashiach, we suffer, but when is the reward though? We will have the reward.
And Ak, before you move on explaining that, and this is what can bring me to the first beginning of the lesson, where you have a Mashiach representing life.
There we go.
And you got the Shaitan representing death.
Death.
So if a Mashiach failed the test, then we wouldn't have we wouldn't be able to resurrect it with a Mashiach.
There we go.
We wouldn't have no representative.
Right.
But now we have a representative, which is a Mashiach. We can be saved through him
Now,
if we follow his
Satan bring death in this life. Everyone died through that. But a Mashiach bring life to the next one. So that means those that accept a Mashiach, you get back the life that was given to Adam from the beginning.
Right.
That immortality. That's what you get for following, for fighting and overcome.
100%.
The Bible call it a crown of life, meaning from there you'll never die again.
Yeah, because we got to understand something though. A Mashiach, you got to understand. Why we die? Because a Mashiach didn't sin. That's why we have to die to resurrected with a Mashiach. The scripture says we all born sin because our father, our mother sinned, right? And the only way we can get that salvation is through a Mashiach, because if we didn't die, how would we begin get that resurrection with the Mashiach?
Right.
We wouldn't be able to do so. All right? Since the day we born, we already a sinner. But to our fathers, to our foreparents.
And what does that mean we are sinning to our foreparents? Meaning we all died through Adam.
Yes.
How do we die from Adam? Well, the DNA, the gene that has been passed on to us.
Right.
Just like sometimes they say if someone's father used to steal, the son gonna steal too.
Yeah.
All the behaviors you have is recorded in your DNA, and you pass that to your children.
To your children.
Right? So from Adam, all his flaws pass on down. From Cain, all the murder, all those things pass on to us. We all suffer and die to Adam.
Yeah. So for that to be repaired, so you have to go through the death and then to obtain the new life.
There we go.
That's if you choose a Mashiach.
That's right.
Okay?
Look at it in verse 29. So the real question is when do we get the reward though? That reward that the Bible is talking about. Now we already got a hint. It's after this death, but also We'll see. Luke 18, verse 29 and 30.
Luke chapter 18, verse 29.
Mhm.
It says, And he said unto them, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house, or parents, or brethren, or wife, or children for the kingdom of the Most High's sake, who shall not receive manifold more in this present time, and in the world to come life everlasting.
So now, the Bible said the reward will come both in this present life and in the world to come. Meaning in this present life, when we following the Most High, that's one thing you can see in GYC. Most of these people, we married, we got our wives, chilling. While everybody's going through divorce and hell, you're going to start realizing this truth is going to do a lot for you.
Yeah.
It's going to alleviate your oppression. It's going to take away some of your pain.
Alleviate the pain. The pain.
It's gonna help out with your marriage. It's gonna help out with your children. You're gonna reap the benefits of choosing life even right now, Con. All right? Okay, so you're gonna reap the benefit, being in this truth.
There's some sisters, man, when I talk to them and how I'm hearing they raising their kids, it's like it makes me feel happy because I see a transparency. I see something is changing because by raising those kids that way in righteousness, we guarantee success.
Right.
The success not coming with you not putting the work. You have your kid now, you work with them like you do with your kids before they go to bed. You teach them the righteousness, you pray with them. This is what they need so that when they grow up, trust me, they still remember what daddy used to do with them.
Right.
Praying. When they have a problem, they get on their knees and pray. That understanding comes from the foundation, coming from their fathers.
Right. Yeah, even the sister
understand?
tell me how her kids, was imitate us when they're home.
Yeah.
Trying to do the prayers, right? You see, so they already be having a foundation
Trust me,
of that
man.
scripture, and they're already choosing life early on. Come? That's what we want. And the reward, you're going to start seeing it on this planet. While you're living, you're going to start seeing. But guess what? I've seen kids, their mouth dirty, just like their mama, man. They're saying cursing words. Yeah. You understand? Because that's what their mama give them. These kids are already choosing death early.
Yes.
You understand? Those little kids, since little, I've seen little children by my house in Haiti. Like, I got to I got to a little house. I see two kids, one on top of each other, and a boy and a girl. And I'm like, they see that from somewhere. So
That's what they see daddy and mommy is doing.
it's not even, you don't know.
You don't know. They probably someone.
But the thing is, they're already choosing death, though.
Yeah.
Early on. Because that's too
Trust
young
me,
for
man.
that stuff. You understand? But it's basically what they see their parents do, that's what they do.
Trust me.
What they see their mama and their daddy do, that's what they do. You understand? So we need to start teaching our children to choose life by us choosing life.
Yeah.
And then we start reaping the benefits. And we always say this, if we weren't in this truth, man, where would we be?
And this is why the thing is, what Mashiach is trying to teach us, we shouldn't so focus in death. What we should so focus is how do we gain the next life? Because no matter what we do, we're going to grow old and
We're
we'll
gonna
die.
die. In this life, yes, you will reap the benefits. It'll be better for the righteous. Where you at is better for you. But the big reward come after you die.
After that death.
Because from the beginning, men already chose death. Adam chose death. You have to die.
It's
Doesn't matter.
unchangeable. You cannot change that. You're going to die. Okay?
Right.
But that's why our focus is as righteous Israelite or as men who are trying to be perfect, be righteous in the truth. It shouldn't be focused on death. Our focus should be in life. How can we practice the righteousness of the Most High so that we can obtain the next life to come?
There we go.
That's the focus.
That's
because
the
you're going to die eventually.
And then guess what? The next life to come, the Bible calls it immortality.
Immortal.
That's at that point you never die again. You understand? That's the big prize for fighting hard and enduring. And not give up. Because a lot of people, they start in the truth before they go back to the left.
Right. Those are seed that fall on the rocks.
The Most High don't pay for beginning of work. He pay for the end.
Yes.
Those that end do till the end.
Yeah, the saints all be saved.
Second Ezra 7:56. We're almost there. So now we understand that our reward, it comes both in this life, you're gonna benefit, but the biggest reward is after you die. You understand? The Most High will give you that eternal life. You understand? But what about the people that commit iniquity now? Is it over? A lot of them think it's over. YOLO, we got one life. Let's read about that. Second Ezra 7:56.
Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 56.
Read on.
For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
After what?
After death.
Right. So that's the condition. You do wicked on this earth right now. After death, that's when you're gonna begin to suffer for it.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people think, man, I just die and it's all over. Nah, you'll be surprised.
And this is why
when you descend in the pit of darkness.
And this is why the Most High leave it as a mystery, something they never think.
No, it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Because when you get into it, then this is where you will say, man, I wish. But it's too late.
You wish, man.
Like the rich guy with Lazarus. Oh, send Lazarus to dip his finger into the water and
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. No, it's too late. No more.
You didn't see?
All right.
You got your mic?
You just have to think about some problems people get themselves into here on earth and they can get out of it. And they go to sleep wishing that it was a dream, but the next day it's still the same problem. Oh, yeah. Like some people that do crimes and they go to prison, right? They go to jail and they go to sleep. They're like, man, I think I'm dreaming. The next day they wake up, you're still in prison. Well, it's the same thing. Once you go down there, you will wish you could have died. You're like, this can't be real. It is real.
Yep.
That's your final destination for your wickedness.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. When you're about righteousness, let me give you guys a little story. It's not going to take too long. Recently, I was talking to my boss, and he said, because usually they will call people on the Shabbat, to go to work. And I told him, listen, you could call me any other day, but except one day, don't call me. I said, don't call me on the Shabbat. And the next day, last time I was talking to him, he said, oh, I was gonna call you, and I remember you said about the Shabbat. I didn't call you. Listen, you have to set the principles. I'm seeking for life. I'm not seeking for death. This is the battle that we're fighting right now. You gotta seek the life. Because if you don't seek for it, it's not gonna come to you, get handed to you like that.
All right. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost there. Ecclesiasticus 29 verse 35. 25.
Ecclesiasticus 39 and 25.
Right? So the problem with a lot of men blaming God, man, but y'all don't follow a law, a single law. You understand? Read that, huh?
Ecclesiasticus 39 and 25.
Read.
It says, for the good are good things created.
For good people, good things are created. Read.
Good things are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for sinners.
Evil things for sinners. Right? Evil things are made for. That's why you see these people, man. Like, I don't know, especially our people, man. And it's not only our people, even Esau. A lot of these people, the choices you make, man, like, I've seen them by my house, man. I see Jake finish. They're hungry, and they're still wicked. Man, they're going through hell, man, and they're still wicked. I'm like, bro, like, can you consider and be like, maybe I should change my way, man. I'm suffering too much. I need to start hitting. Like, they come by my house smoking, gathering their friends, drinking and stuff like that. They don't consider that, all this money you're spending, this is the reason why you're in this suffering. All this weed you're buying is the reason why. The choice you make, you choose death every time. But that's still not gonna change. That's still not gonna change. And this is crazy, right? Get me Second Ezra 7 verse 20. Then we're gonna answer the last question. Why does innocent people like little babies die? You know, they didn't do anything, right?
It is now 2 o'clock and 10 minutes behind. Second Ezra
7 verse
7 verse 20.
Keep going, brother. We're gonna go till 3 if we have to.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Second Ezra what?
7 verse 20.
Second Ezra 7 verse 20.
Read.
It says, "For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them."
So many people that are perishing is not perished because God is killing them. Many are perished because they despise the law of God. They don't want to hear none about principle and discipline. Right? Read on. Verse 21.
Verse 21. "For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment."
So the Most High gave them instruction on what they should do to avoid punishment. But guess what? They hid the instructions. Read on.
Verse 22. "Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him."
They were not what?
They were not obedient unto him,
Read.
but spake against him and imagined vain things.
So they speak against him. That's why a lot of these Facebook people, sometimes I hear them, they say, well, there's no God. Why he let all these people suffer? Well, they're not keeping the law. After they're messed up, they say it's God's fault. It's like I have a son, right? I teach him, like I raise my son, I give him the instruction. But after that, he left my house, he go smoke weed. Now he get incarcerated. Now he say that's Dad's fault. That wasn't like, listen, the Most High give us instruction. He say, keep my laws. Don't do that. Don't do this. We don't do none of what he say. When we jacked up, when the world is messed up, then we say that's God's fault. Read on.
Verse 23. It says, "And deceive themselves by their wicked deeds,
Right.
and said of the Most High that he is not."
After they're jacked up, after they mess themselves up, they deceive themselves. Because a lot of them, when they're like, if you stealing at your company, right? There's a guy at my job, he was a manager, then he steal like 1,500. Not in one time, but he keep taking. To him, like he think that's, I'll never get caught. Right? But after that, one day the police come, they get him in the middle of the store, customer, he was embarrassed. Handcuff him and bring him to prison.
That's the power of wickedness.
Right? But after he deceived himself, thinking that he's going to get away with the wickedness, now when the wickedness bring him down, he blamed God for it. That's what the Bible is saying here. Men with their wicked deceive themselves, then they say, there's no God, because if there was a God, he wouldn't let me go in prison.
As I was saying, earlier, they're not being accountable for themselves.
They're not being responsible.
Not being responsible. And this is, my children, that's the first principle I got to instill in them. Because if I teach them to be responsible, they're going to think twice before they make a wrong decision. That's the principle of life. Understand? If you got to measure, it's like an economy. If you got to measure the costs and the benefits. That's what responsible will tell you. Okay, I'm responsible. Let me weigh this decision I'm making. Whether if it's going to affect me or if I'm going to gain profit from it. Then you decide. The fall is on you, the benefit is on you. So choose. You understand? That's what life is about.
Right.
Go ahead.
Last question about people innocent. Get me Job 4 verse 7.
Job 4 and verse 7.
Right. And Exodus 23 and 7. We're going to close with those two. So some people say, what about the little babies? They didn't do anything. They're just born, right? Well, there's two answers to that, right? Job 4 verse 7 and Exodus 23 and 7.
Book of Job chapter 4 verse 7. Mm-hmm. It says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent."
So the Bible says, whoever have perished being innocent. Even us who's keeping the law, if we perish, we can't say, God, we innocent. Do you keep all the laws as the Most High instructed you?
There's no such thing.
all the wisdom that he's given you. The Bible says, I look, I see you, they're all sin. There's none that sin not. So even you, the righteous, if you die, you can. It's only by grace and mercy we save. Yeah, we do have to try and keep the laws, but trust me, we all fall short at one point. You're not that good. You understand? Living in this mortal body, living in this mortal environment, you're not all that good. Yeah. From time to time, we sleep and we have to get back up. So we can't say no one is innocent that perish on this life. Can any man go to God and say, well, I died, God, I was innocent? Yeah. Well, even what about the babies? You can say, what about the little babies? Well, you don't know how the Most High game work. God's game work, he says, I will put the sin upon the father, upon the children.
Yes.
You know why the Most High do it like that? Some people say, why does the children have to pay for their fathers? Well, because if he make everybody pay for their sin, there'd be nobody left on earth.
Yep.
Because if he say, I'm going to kill all of y'all for your sin right now, yeah, we pretty much done for. So he said, you know what, I'll distribute your sin across your generation. So one generation will pay, the next will pay some, the third will pay some, and the next will pay some. You understand? That's why he does, so he doesn't have to kill all of you. You understand? So that baby that died is paying for the sin of somebody.
And this is
You
why
understand?
you see some wisdom we didn't get back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
When the parents are making marriages between the daughter and the son,
Mm-hmm.
the parents used to choose. You know why? A lot of time they said, this family, you ain't going in there. But this family is better.
Yeah, they understand that.
Do you know why? Because they see something in this family that can transfer into their family if you were to mingle with them.
There we go.
But we said, man, it's love, we love, but we only see what's in front of us. We don't see what's coming.
Right. Our parents
Okay.
used to know their family before
Mhm.
they married. They ain't gonna marry with some wicked family
Oh, man.
and bring all kind of diseases and kind of problems and the sins of your father and their family.
You inherit it now.
If they know you're a good family, oh, that's a good family.
It's
Yeah.
a good son.
Yeah.
This family is a good working family. The family of police, it's a good working
Exodus 23 verse 7. Right? So yeah, the little babies that die, sometimes they die because you know, they're paying for the sin of their fathers. But there's another reason why they die too. It's two. I said there was two. Right? Exodus 23 verse 7. By example, like those mothers that go ahead and kill their baby before they're even born. Right? You know, so it's not all the case that the children are paying for the sin of their fathers, but read that. Exodus 23 verse 7.
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 7.
Read.
Keep thee far from a false matter,
Uh-huh.
and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked.
So the Bible said, do not kill the innocent. Do not kill the righteous. Keep yourself away from something that's false. Don't kill innocent. So if you go ahead and kill the innocent baby, right? Do you blame God? He already gave you instruction not to do so. In the Most High say, I will not justify the wicked. Meaning you're going to pay for that. Like all you see these women aborting little babies, man, you're going to pay for that.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the Most High left them barren. They can never have children.
So
no
the
more.
Most High say, okay, since you didn't, I gave you life, you took it away, you're not going to have no more.
No more.
I've had so many cases of people that abort babies, man. I know a lot of sisters that happened in the world where they can't have no more kids after that. Because the Most High shut that womb, man. It says, man, that's what you did? All right, then. Then I guess you don't want no more.
Yeah.
So now when they find a man trying to have babies, that ain't going to happen. You understand? Because, you know, like, it's not in every case, but a lot of cases. Especially, I know with women that actually drop these babies. Right? So if the Most High said, do not slay the innocent, and we men, we go ahead and slay the innocent, he gave us instruction.
But
do not kill the innocent.
But now they have plan B.
You got backup?
They have backup. They have plan B now.
Right.
They done it and take the plan B, Kill them.
Flush it,
Flush it.
right?
Trust me, man.
Wicked.
The Most High ain't gonna play with these people, man.
Right.
Everything you do in this life, you're gonna pay for it. And I love that, man.
So, like, yeah, so the innocent is basically two reasons. One, they're paying for the sins of their fathers. Two is because a wicked man slay the innocent, which the Most High say not to do. So if the Most High give instruction, if we despise the instruction, we're gonna suffer. In general, why men suffer? Because why? Brother Adam, why men suffer?
You're not. Let him speak.
Give him the mic. Give him the mic. I want everybody else to hear him.
Take your time and speak, okay? Don't be nervous. You got this, my man. Ak. Go
The
ahead.
reason why men suffer is because either they don't do what's right for them, or it's just that they're just not pretty much not doing what they're supposed to do.
Khan.
That's it.
Give Adonia the mic. Let me see. What's your line? Why men suffer?
Why men suffer is because that we're doing wickedness in the world, and that we're not trying harder, we're not fighting harder for our lives, we're not obeying the Most High. That's why we're suffering.
Khan.
That's it.
Right? So men suffer because we're not trying harder. We're not.
Piper. Let you hear Piper. Piper.
Sister Aliyah,
Sister Ali.
she don't talk. Trust me. She don't talk. I would have asked. Who else wanna give an answer? Uriah, you'll give an answer? Give it to Uriah. Let me hear your answer.
Look at him back there.
Okay, go ahead,
Why-
brother.
White men suffer because they don't do what they're told to do.
Come on. All right.
That's it.
Give it to brother Uriah.
See,
man.
they're learning.
That's it. They're learning. The way I see them fix it, give it to brother Uriah. Let's see what you got, brother Uriah.
Okay. It's your seat.
Why men suffer, brother Uriah? What if someone say, man, I blame God for this?
Because of obedience.
Because what?
Because of obedience.
Obedience?
Not disobedience. Yeah.
Yes, come on. Give him a hand.
Give him a hand.
Good. There we
That's
go.
it.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because of disobedience. Men do not follow instructions given to them. Last thing is like a car. If the manufacturer send you a Tesla, right? And they give you a manual and they say, this is the time you do repair and change oil. And you're like, oh, manual, trash. Right? and guess what? You don't do you don't do oil change. You don't do like that. That brother I know, me and the brother, he's driving his car while it's on H. The thing say H, he's still driving it hot. He burned his engine. Now he ain't got no car. Now he calling us help.
And another thing
Why would
too,
you do that? You see it's on H, you know what it means. Or do you?
They didn't read the manual. They don't know what the H means.
Exactly. So when he got no car now he might be the type of guy that go, man, I hate God, man. Why I don't have a car? Bro. Or he can say, I hate Toyota, man. These stupid cars always getting hot. But they tell you if it's hot, you can't drive it though.
Or sometimes they would drive, because people do that, especially for Toyota. They know Toyota is a good car.
Oh yeah.
Has a long longevity of time. So they would have the oil change. Never do oil change in the car.
Did one of your peoples do that? You don't change it until something happen?
Never done oil change in the car, right? And then boom, the car broke down.
In his mind.
In his mind,
As the Bible says, he deceived himself.
He deceived himself. Because for something to work good, you gotta maintain
You
it.
got to maintain it.
So right quick, I had one, his car was on E, He said he thought the car it was extra full.
It was extra full.
Extra fluid.
Extra full. If it's actually on E for
You mean
empty.
extra full?
But it's like maybe
that
it's
one's
extra
in
full.
even, that one is not even living in the world.
Let's go. Let's
You understand? So, yeah, and some people do that too. Sometimes they cause on E, they're like, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, you will make it. On
Yeah.
95, when you're stranded, you know, so your break is out, you feel like your break, yeah, it can give me 2 more weeks. Okay.
See that same.
Okay, so it's the same way. So the Most High give us instruction. What we got to do is follow it. If we don't follow, we suffer. Okay, if we follow, we're gonna enjoy life. We're gonna live a peaceful life, and we're gonna get the next to come. Come. You had a question? I see your hand. What's your question? Give him the mic. Especially him. I wanted to have the lesson for him because he had a lot of questions lately.
Another thing I wanted to say, the question you just asked, another thing why men suffer is because they're not, like, they don't keep track of themselves, like waiting until the last minute. They don't take care of themselves, like what they're supposed to do. For example, they don't keep track of their money, or they don't know how to eat, like eating Chinese food or whatever they can eat, and just wait till the last minute until they can.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
it.
it is. Yeah,
This guy, man. Listen, man. This is the future.
That's the future right there. When you take the mic out. When you got kids already understanding those things, so guess what? The foundation is already sure. He got a question. You got a question?
Yeah, so like another reason, like it's kind of like the same thing that he said.
Mm-hmm.
Like people, like they're slacking. They're like at the last minute. They're like, help. Like,
Right.
like they're they're not like at the beginning. They're like they're not doing anything right. And at the last minute, now they're asking for help.
No.
That's
That's right.
That's right. All right, brother. Thank
That's
you.
right. They've been eating pork for their whole life, and when they get sick, and that's when they start, oh man, God, can you save me? That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what they said. You know,
That's the best way to put it, my brother.
Last minute.
Last minute.
When things jacked up, now they're trying to choose life. It's too late.
Right.
So the Bible says, choose life now. Choose discipline. You understand? As the brother says, some people don't keep track of their money. If you don't have no discipline and money, you can't have a happy life. You understand? You don't have no budget. You listen, things will not go right for you without discipline. So brother, I'm so glad the children understand, because I think that's the foundation. If we grow up with that, our children can choose life from early on, because they understand the game of life. Kan? I madim la parim Yerushalayim, let's stand in faith, Jerusalem.
Choose life rather than death.
Hallelujah.
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 Barakatah Hawa.
The Hawa.
Hashem. Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Lanatan lanu. Wayom. Hashabbath. Bashalom. Barak. Israel. Salah. Israel. Yeshai. Israel. Yechak. Shatan. Yechak. Shatan. Todah. Amen. All praises and honor unto the Most High Hashem Yahushai, that give understanding and wisdom, that answer many questions that we've had in our minds. But at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing, that we have to choose life. And life is thy commandment and thy precept. The more we keep these laws and these commandments, the more we're not lying, the more we're not breaking the law, committing adultery, killing, and shedding the innocent blood, the more we're going to live in this earth, in having the reward in the world to come. O Yahweh, keep us in thy fear, that we may stay under your wings, under your shadow, that we may not make the wrong decisions, that we may walk worthy of thy cause. Forgive our sins already and our iniquity, renew in us a spirit of strength, and lead us in the right path. For we have no strength ourselves, but O Yahweh, have mercy and compassion of us, lead us to the right path. Forgive us again, forgive the congregation, renew the strength of the congregation, send righteous men and women willing to do the work of the Most High. Blessed be your name. Give us the spirit to keep thy laws and the Shabbat holy as thou prescribe, that we sin not against thy commandment. We pray and ask all these things in the name of Yahweh Shai to Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom Yahu. Barak Hashem Israel. Hallelujah Hashem Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom Israel. Shabbat Shalom Yahu. Barak Hashem Israel. Hallelujah Hashem Yahweh.
Give the Most High a hand. All right. It's been a long time in a strange land where there is no love for the Hebrews. My enemies hate me without cause in this place. Oh, yeah, I am ready to go back home. It's been a long, long time. It's been a long time in a strange land. Oh, yeah, where there is no love for the Hebrew. My enemies hate me without cause in this place. Oh, yeah, I am ready to go back home. Sing with me. 400 years, 400 years of oppression. They treated dogs better than us. But you say the kingdom belongs to us. Oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. 400 years, 400 years of oppression. They treated us better than us. But you say the kingdom belongs to us. Oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. But you say the kingdom belongs to us. Oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. My enemies hate me, my enemies hate me without cause in this place. Oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. It's been a long, long time. It's been a long time in this strange land. Oh, where there is no love for the Hebrew. Sing me. Oh, my enemies hate me. Oh, in this place. Oh, yeah, I am ready to go back home. 400 years, 400 years of that treated dog, oh yeah, that treated dog better than us. But you say, to us, oh yeah, I am back home. Bring me to Zion, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. I wanna see my home again, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. Oh, I wanna see Jerusalem, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. Bring me to Zion, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. I wanna see my mountain top, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. I wanna see my home again, to go back home. Bring me to Zion, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. Oh, I wanna see my home again, oh yeah, I am ready to go back home. All praises to the Most High Hashem Yahushai, for all that has come today. Let the Most High be praised forever. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, thank you for joining GYC community. Remember to support us with your donations and commitment. It's always appreciated. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.